there, it's Christina Johnson here, transformational nutrition coach, and I wanted to hop on today to talk about how to eat healthy when you're traveling or on vacation. So my husband and I love to travel, and we try to go as often as we can on little trips and long trips. And so since I began eating clean over 10 years ago, I've had many opportunities to figure out how to eat healthy while on vacation, because I don't want to go on vacation and have all of my hard work completely derailed. But I also still want to be able to enjoy some of the local food when I'm on vacation. That's part of the fun of traveling, is trying different types of foods that we don't always have available here at home. And so I feel like I've really have a good system down now for how I like to eat and handle food when I'm traveling. So here is my number one tip that I do every single time we go on vacation. And those of you that have been following along with me for a while, this tip probably won't surprise you because it's my motto in life in general. But I always meal plan when I go on a vacation. So I know that might sound a little strange to some people to actually meal plan for a vacation, but I promise you there are so many great benefits to it. So here are some of the benefits I've found, and then I'm gonna also share with you some tips about specifically what that looks like for me. So what I find is that when I meal plan before a vacation, first of all, it allows me to keep eating healthy the majority of the time, because I'm planning food that I know agrees with my body, and I'm, planning healthy snacks and making sure I have water on hand. And so it really does increase the likelihood that I will be healthy and continue eating healthy the entire time I'm on vacation. And so, it also prevents not having anything to eat, not being able to find a good restaurant, and then having to settle for something that just is going to make me feel crummy. So it's just it's comforting, and it I think decreases the stress almost when I know I have a plan and I've got options for food when we're on vacation. So that's one huge benefit that I found to meal planning on vacation. The other thing that it really helps with is it saves so much time, because, first of all, it takes a little bit of time to do the research to find restaurants that have good healthy options. And I eat gluten-free, and I try to be mainly dairy-free, and so it takes a little bit of effort. So I don't want to have to be finding 3 different restaurants to eat at every single day. So when I have my meals already planned, then that saves time having to look for food, but also then we can just enjoy doing activities. We can be out and about and not worry about having to find a restaurant to have lunch or dinner, because we already have our food planned. So I find that it really does save quite a bit of time on trips. The third benefit is that because for the most part I'm eating pretty healthy on vacation, I feel really good. I have energy. There was one vacation, this was a couple summers ago, we went to Texas, and I just ended up we had barbecue a few times, which is higher in sugar. I think I accidentally ate some gluten a couple times, and I just came home from that trip and my joints were so achy, my feet hurt, I felt tired. It just wasn't a fun way to end the vacation, just not feeling good. And so by planning my meals and eating healthy the majority of the time, I still feel good. I have lots of energy, and I can really enjoy my vacation then. And then the last benefit is that meal planning saves so much money. So, obviously traveling can get kind of expensive. And so one of the ways my husband and I manage our budget on a vacation is to meal plan and not to eat out 3 meals a day. And so it really does save quite a bit of money. So I just find, I love meal planning in general. I think there's so many amazing benefits that if you are trying to eat healthy, it's almost a must to meal plan. And so I just think that all those benefits extend over while we're traveling as well. So here are some practical tips on how I actually approach meal planning for vacation, because it does look a little different than my typical day-to-day meal planning. So the first thing that I do is I will meal plan 2 meals a day, and then I'll leave 1 meal for us to eat out, because I do still want to enjoy local cuisine. I wanted to try barbecue when we were in Texas. When we were in Florida this last week, I wanted to eat a lot of fresh seafood. So usually I'll I'll plan our breakfast because that's easy to do wherever we're staying, and then I'll plan a lunch so that we just have something easy if we're out doing things. And then we'll typically plan to eat out for supper. And I just find that works really well. Again, it just makes it easy and it saves money, and we still get to enjoy some local food as well. Another tip is that I always, when we're looking for places to stay, try, especially if we're going to be in a place for a few days, I look for places that have some kind of kitchenette, ideally a grill, because grilling is really easy to do when we're traveling. And it's nice to have a place that the kitchen is somewhat stocked with pots and pans. But honestly, I brought along our blender to Florida so that I could make smoothies in the morning. It was a really easy breakfast. And so I just brought the blender. I didn't know if they would have one or not. I also have a bag of like our picnic supplies that just stays in there year round. It's got paper plates and forks, and I got a little container with other, silverware and can opener and knives and all of that cutting board. So I just have that bag that has all those utensils and, basic supplies in it that I can just grab and take with us on a trip. And so it just makes it really easy, and I have everything that I need. Another tip is that when I make my meal plan, it's before we go on vacation. I'll write out the meal plan, and it's super flexible. Like, I'll write down this is what we're having for breakfast on Monday and lunch, but I am very willing to, switch things around. But then I also make my grocery list at that time. So if it's a shorter trip, just a few days, I'll buy all the groceries in advance. Usually the night before we leave, we do a little bit of food prep and make a couple things so that it's already prepared. But for a longer trip, like this last one, we were in Florida for 10 days. So we made a couple things that we could have the first 3 or so days of the vacation. And then I had a grocery list once we were actually at our condo in Florida. I had another grocery list made so we could just quick make a run to the store, pick up some things, and have, things ready to go for the next few days of vacation. And then I actually had a third grocery list made for the last couple days of vacation. So we went one more time and picked up a couple more things. So it just makes it so easy and stress-free when we're on the trip because I don't have to think or plan. I just have to look at the list and pick up the food. The other thing, I kind of mentioned this too, but I'm always very flexible when I'm making these meal plans. Things change, we might eat out more or less, and so I'm totally okay with that. But it's just nice to know that, again, I have this plan to fall back on. And then lastly, I always plan, snacks and water. So I'm not a huge snacker most of the time, but I don't know what it is, but when you're traveling, sometimes, meals get delayed or you're in the car and you want some road trip snacks. And so I always, just have a few healthy snack options that I plan for to bring along. And then, I don't usually buy bottled water, but for trips, we always get some bottled water so that we have plenty of that on hand as well. So those are just some of my tips for meal planning on vacation. I promise you, I do this if we're going out of town for 2 days. I think through what my meals will be. If we go out of town for 10 days or 3 weeks, I do this as well. And it just makes it so much easier to be healthy on vacation. And I will say, I did indulge and had a few treats while we were in Florida this past week. And I feel okay about that because it really was balanced with eating good, healthy, balanced meals, real foods, 80% of the time. And so then those times where we did splurge a little bit, it felt okay. I felt good about that because it was, I kind of planned for that in advance. So I'd love to hear from you. What are your favorite tips for eating healthy while traveling? Let me know in the comments. And I'm also curious, would you ever consider meal planning for a vacation? Let me know that. So if you have questions about anything, feel free to reach out to me. And as always, if you need some support on reaching your health and weight loss goals, that is what I specialize in. I help people create a clean and mindful eating lifestyle so that you can lose weight for good, but also have a better relationship with food. So if you are wanting some support and taking steps to lose weight and feel really comfortable and confident in yourself, then let me know. Send me a message and we'll set up a time to chat and talk more about what your goals are and how I might be able to help you. So have a great day, and I will talk to you again next week.